In the winter, I am obsessed with soup. Every night is almost a soup night, and there are so many options, but one of the most classic is a delicious tomato soup. And with Valentine's Day coming up, you know what? You could just stay in with your significant other or with yourself and make this delicious soup and have a great day in. This tomato soup has the flavor turned up a little bit with some roasted red pepper, sun-dried tomatoes, but it is classic and delicious and great for a winter day or an extra sweet day. And to make this extra delicious, I love to serve it with Parmesan crisps, and of course, I have to add a little basil to it too. To start, add a little bit of olive oil to the bottom of a kettle and let it heat up. And then dice your onion. You can do any type dice you want. You are gonna puree the soup, but I do like to go on the more fine side so it breaks down quicker. Once your oil's heated up, you can add your onion and let that saute lightly. You're not going to add a lot of bit of color to the onion, but more sweat it out and get it translucent. I also add a little bit of salt and pepper at this point just to help break down the onion and really season it. While the onion is sauteing, you can just chop up some celery and a carrot. Once the onion has turned translucent, just add that celery and carrot, which is really just a mirepoix, and then stir it together until that really starts to sweat down. I like to add a little bit more salt at this point. It's really good to layer your salt all throughout the cooking process. It really brings out the flavor. To deglaze the pan slightly, just add a little bit of sherry vinegar, stir it around until it kind of cooks out completely. Next, I like to add in diced tomatoes. These are really good, just organic diced tomatoes in their own juice. Just add them right in. And then some sun-dried tomatoes. Sun-dried tomatoes just really add a great richness and deepness in tomato flavor. If you don't have them, don't worry about it, but they really do add a great level of flavor. And some roasted red pepper. The roasted red pepper, I just like to buy pre-done because you don't have to do anything to it. If you wanna roast your own, more power to you. Bring it to a simmer, cover it, and then let it simmer for a while on the stove. And while it's simmering, I really like to do my crisps. These Parmesan crisps are so easy. Let me show you how I did it. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Make small piles of grated Parmesan cheese. Sprinkle a little bit of pepper on top. And then pop them right into your oven. After 10 to 15 minutes, they're gonna spread out, turn slightly crispy around the edges, remove them from the oven, let them cool completely on the pan, and they will crisp up and be the perfect temperature. After the soup has simmered for around 30 to 40 minutes, the flavors really meld together. You can just get out an immersion blender or a regular blender if you don't have one, and just blend it till it's smooth. What I love about this soup is I don't let it get completely smooth by passing it through a food mill or anything. I just blend it with that immersion blender and it still has a little bit of texture to it. Once it's blended, just put the lid on it to keep it warm, and then you can make your grilled cheese. Let me show you how I make mine. Heat up a skillet with just a little bit of butter until it melts, and while it's melting, get your bread and cheese ready. I actually like to use mayonnaise on both of my bread slices. I think it crisps up and gives it just a slight delicious flavor. I stick with classic cheddar cheese. Don't use that processed stuff though. Go with a good cheese. Layer that on with some leaves of basil. They add great flavor, and a little bit of grated Parmesan. Of course, another piece of cheese on top, because can you have enough cheese? And then your other piece of bread. Put that right into the melted butter. Let it brown on both sides and all the cheese melt. Remove it, and you are ready to go. To serve this, I like to serve it with those Parmesan crisps either crunched up on top or beside it, and a delicious little sprinkle of basil. This is a great winter soup. If you want to stay in for Valentine's Day, I suggest you make this, and I know anyone you have over is going to be absolutely in love. With the soup at least. I can't wait to hear how you like this recipe. Make sure to hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and let me know how you're spending all these cold winter nights.